Hey everyone, it's Lisa, and today we are going to talk about exercise. And actually, I have been so surprised that no one, I don't know how many people, less than a handful, less than 5 people have even mentioned, have I been exercising? So that is something that I want to talk about today. But something I want to say first is, for one thing, excuse my frizzy hair. I got rained on all day yesterday, and I just am going to just let it go and wash it tonight. When I tried to put it up, it looked even worse. So excuse my big crazy hair. When I'm doing these videos, I really want you to know that I am just telling you guys what I'm doing. And in the past, I may have just kept it to myself and just said, oh, low carb, because I didn't want to I don't know, the more you tell, the more you get criticized, or the more, you have to get into it. But this time, I really want to share every single thing I do, but I want you to know that what's right for me may not be right for you. So I have people getting upset with me for eating bacon, or, things like that. If you don't want to eat bacon, don't eat bacon. It's just one of those things. So I'm going to try my best not to let things like that bother me, because the little voice is already creeping in my head like, oh, you can't tell them that. You know what I mean? And I want to be able to tell you everything, whether you agree with it or not. I've just gotten to the point where I'm just going to do what feels right for me. I have gone to doctor after doctor after doctor for about 4 years now, and have never felt like I feel right now. I mean, never. I'm going to keep going down this path as long as it feels good, as long as all of my aches and pains are gone. I sleep like a baby. I mean, I was asleep, dead asleep. I could not even wait to go to sleep last night by 9:30, and then I was up by 6 and just doing all kinds of stuff. I feel great. So this is what I want to do. I'm not taking naps, and we'll get into that later, because I'm making a list of when I did my weird menopause symptoms. Well, let me tell you, there are some weird things that have changed for the good too. And so I want to share those with you too. But today we're going to talk about exercise. Now, I want to do a backstory a little bit. You guys know I've never been one. I hate to sweat. I hate to wear tennis shoes. I hate to wear socks. I don't even like workout clothes that much. So I've never been a great big, exerciser. But I've always done just a little bit of something. I do love to walk. And I love to go down to the beach and walk the loop. And so I've done that since I lived at home. I haven't done that in a long time because it's hot. It's so hot here. And even if you go in the morning or you go at night, you're going to be sweating bullets. It's just now I can feel the slightest bit of fall, and some of the leaves are falling and everything. So I have not done any of that. And then right when I did the video, what I wear when I feel fat, you guys just don't even know. That was a bad time for me. And I was at my wit's end. And at that point, I don't know, was that before or after this shutdown thing? I don't know. But anyway, I had joined Planet Fitness, and I was going. And I was going pretty regular. And then this all happened, and I had to quit going to the gym. So that was in March. So it was probably right before this. And then another thing I want you guys to know that I tried is my friend on here, Susan. She was helping me a little bit, and I even tried she was helping me so much. And I was texting her when I was at the grocery store, and texting her when I was at Target. I was getting the oat milk. I was getting the burley, oatmeal, and getting all the things that keep her looking fantastic. And it just goes to show you, different things for different people. It just was not working for me. It upset my stomach so bad. And so don't think that I haven't tried so many other things. And Susan is like a fitness instructor and stuff too. So, that was inspiring and everything. So when all of this happened, I quit exercising. And right in the beginning, I've always loved working out my arms at home. But when I got so down about everything, about how I felt, how I looked, just about menopause, about, and we'll do a video on this too about where is my life going right now. And when I got so down, I quit even doing that because it was kind of like, what's the point? What's the point of building up my muscle if it's under a big layer of fat? You know what I mean? So I quit doing that too. I have not lifted a finger in, I don't know how long, since before I started this little journey. So I have lost 22 pounds with absolutely no exercise. And a lot of that might make a lot of people really mad that I'm saying that, but this is what I want, the message I want to get across is, daggone, people tell you the wrong things. They tell you the wrong things. And it's not just, your friends or people you see on YouTube. Or for one thing, don't, this is the mistake I made. Don't go on a 24-year-old or 26-year-old's. I mean, I did this all the time, and looking back, it's so funny. I would go watch Romy Street, what is her name, that she's a Victoria's Secret model? I would watch her workout routine. I would watch what she ate in a day. Okay, it is two different things. For one thing, I later found out that because she was practically starving herself, she was not having periods for years, and I think she's pregnant now, and I'm so happy for her. I'm not trying to say anything negative, but she had a hard time getting pregnant. So I just think that there are so many things out there that are just not right. And so I've got some notes here, just some things I want to throw out there. If you disagree with me, that is fine. I have respect for your opinion, and that is fine with me. One thing that always stuck in my head was The Biggest Loser. And I've even watched like some of that, the lady who was the mean lady on there. I don't think I might have watched 1 or 2 episodes because I'm just not really, that's just not my thing. So when I was down at the beach for a week, a lot of times I was there by myself, and like I told you, I was reading and watching videos, and there was this one guy on there, and I cannot find him for the life of me. I sent his video to Tammy, and I still can't find it, even in our conversation. But he was talking about how we have been taught all the wrong thing about having to exercise so much to lose weight. And this is one thing I want to go ahead and put out there. Exercise is not really the biggest tool to lose weight. About 15% of your weight loss is going to be due to your exercise. So a lot of people will tell you, oh, you just need to move more. I mean, how many doctors have told me, my gynecologist and my regular doctor told me I just need to maybe do more exercise, watch what I ate, a couple of nights a week, eat a green leafy dinner. And I'm thinking, hello, I'm the person that's been coming to you for a couple years saying I can't eat vegetables. I mean, it's just so frustrating, what people tell you. And then the other day I was watching TikTok, and you flip through, and it was a man, and he was so proud of his wife, and he said, look at her, she vowed that she was going to work out every day. And it was this very, very overweight woman out in the pouring rain taking this big tire and struggling and lifting it over. It was like, what is that big exercise thing where you go to a gym and you go to this little circuit? It was kind of like that. And it just broke my heart. It was like, I was just thinking, before she does that, she needs to conquer what she's eating. Someone said you can't, I can't remember what they said. Was it, it's right here. You can't outrun your teeth. And think about that. Oh, this is what I think about. Think about how many runners you know that are overweight. I know lots. I mean, I remember, you guys know I have a memory. I remember when Brooke was in dance, and Will was a baby, and I was waiting out there in the waiting room for her. There was a woman in there that was always talking about doing marathons. She was training for a marathon. She was in a marathon. She's been in all these marathons, and she was overweight. And I remember thinking, how does she do it? How does she do it? Which I realize that doesn't have really anything to do with you being able to run the marathon, but I was thinking, gosh, seems like she couldn't do it, and why isn't she skinny? You know what I mean? Sometimes when we're staying down at the beach, I'll see the same person. When I get up in the morning, I love to just go sit on the porch, and you just watch the people go by, and you'll see the same people running by year after year that run every day, and some of the men will have a belly like out to here. That is because you cannot exercise your weight off. It might be part of it, like about 15% of it, but it's not everything. So this is one thing I really want to stress. If that keeps you from even attempting it, you're dreading, because I know how it feels when your hormones are crazy and your insulin is crazy. And what's that saying on Austin Powers is one of our favorite movies. I eat because I'm sad, and I'm sad because I eat. I've been there. I mean, I remember like even on Saturdays and Sundays, I would get up, dread for trying to find something to wear. All I could think about is where were we going to go for lunch, because that was like my happy thing that day. And so, I mean, I know how it is, even though I wasn't crazy overweight. I was overweight enough to feel bad. So I know that. And I just want to put that out there just to give some people some hope. Don't think you've got to go do like the Biggest Loser and run all these marathons and be turning big tires over and all that kind of stuff. I've heard so many people say, why do you think there's not a Biggest Loser reunion? And it's because they all gain their weight back. Why do you think, over 50% of the U.S. population is overweight, but how long has Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers and all that stuff been around? I hear people say, Weight Watchers always works well for me. Well, what happened? You know what I mean? It's like you wanted to do something that really, really clicks with you and that you can do forever. And to do that, you cannot be hungry. You just can't be hungry all the time. Why would we eat this little bit and exercise all the time, and then we're tired, we don't really feel that good, and we're still hungry? Why not eat the right things that keep you full, and then you can go longer, then your insulin gets down, and all of that stuff. So that's all I'm going to say about that, because I feel like I've already said too much, because what I wanted to talk about was exercise. And the reason I wanted to do this video today is because now I'm going to start. So I wanted to go ahead and let you guys see. I know my arms are just not the tonest, and I could use some help right here, and my tummy could use some help. But if you have been with me a long time, you can see the difference in this weight loss than any other weight loss I've ever done. Before, I would have had really sunken in face. I would have not felt that good, and I think I would have had more skin hanging everywhere. I can see the biggest difference on my stomach. Before, when I was like 44, 45, and I lost a whole bunch of weight, my stomach was nothing but like saggy skin, and it's not doing that this time. So I just really think there's a difference this time to the way I'm losing weight and how I'm doing it just little bit by little bit, how it's actually fat, which I said can only be 1 to 2 pounds a week. Now I'm going to start doing the appropriate exercise. And one of the reasons you want to do that is for stress. And that's going to be another thing that we talk about, because stress and cortisol is a great big topic that I've been learning about too. The best, according to all of the people that are experts in keto, low carb, carnivore diets, the best thing you can do is go for a walk. Aerobic activity. You want anything that brings that fresh air into your body and helps you burn fat. And I will put some videos down below like I always do. I am not pretending to be an expert, a doctor, a therapist, anybody. I am just myself, your friend, sharing what I do. So aerobic activity. Then high intensity training, low duration. So you just want to do a little bit of a high intensity. What I think of is something that I always like to do anyway. A lot of times when I am walking the loop, I'll say to myself, okay, I'm going to run over the bridge, because there's 2 bridges that go on the island of Wrightsville Beach, and a lot of times it gets congested right there. There'll be like a mom with her stroller, or always people with their dogs, or people on bikes, and I always just hate to get in their way. So sometimes I say to myself, I'm going to run across the bridge. That's perfect, because that gives you that steady aerobic, breathing in, just that steady, good aerobic activity. Being out in the fresh air just is so much nicer to me than walking on a treadmill. Anyway, I will do that if I need to. And then that short little spurt of energy will, just kind of kickstart the fat burning. But you don't want to overdo it, because then you can risk stressing out your muscles. Then when your muscles are stressed out and you are stressed out, then it's going to raise your cortisol, and then we'll get into that later. So that is what I'm getting ready to do. So I just wanted to tell you, the bad thing is you guys probably won't be able to see it as much, because it's going to be winter time. But I'm going to do something I have never done before. I am going to take a before picture. I have never taken a before picture, because yuck, you know what I mean? So I'm going to. And another thing that we're going to talk about that I've really started reading about is, when I told you that I just had like fat hanging off of my body, and that, I was a small frame, and I just knew that I needed to get this fat off. And that's how, I got into this. Well, a lot of that is probably not, I know for sure, it's not all fat. A lot of it is my muscle atrophy, where your muscles break down with age, and they just are literally like hanging. And I think that's a lot of like my thigh and butt area issue. So I'm looking forward to, doing the exercises and doing the things that help that happen. So if you read about cellulite, about the fascia, about muscle atrophy and all of that stuff, you will see that it takes a long time. It's not something that I'm going to be able to do. Hold on just a second. It's not something that I'm going to be able to do in the next 6 months. I mean, I may start looking better and better, and I wear sleeveless stuff all around, so you may be able to tell like in my arms or something, but I'm hoping by next summer I'm going to look so much better. And I do have some pictures that I took at the beach, and it's not that I feel crazy bad about how I look, but I'm just so looking forward to doing something different that I've never done. And so far, these people that I've trusted have made me feel the best I have felt in so many years. I mean, even when I felt this good physically, like even when I was skinny before and I felt good about being thin, I would even say to myself, well, I'm hungry, but I would have to think about, oh, I'm skinny. You know what I mean? It was like I always made that trade, that it was worth suffering. And, and that's why it didn't last, because now I don't feel that way. Like I told you guys the other day, if someone told me I had to quit eating like this, I would cry, because I'm so satisfied. I'm just thriving. The main points I wanted to get across: don't feel discouraged if you have so much weight to lose. Do not feel like you have to get out there and sweat your butt off and go to a gym or go to a trainer or starve yourself. Just slowly start transitioning. Read up on getting your insulin in control. Your insulin is what tells your body what to burn for fuel. You're either going to burn the sugars and the glucose and everything that all that junk all that junk that you give your body, or it's going to start burning all of the fat that your body had stored for fuel. So once you get a hold of that, you are going to be amazed. I hope that you feel as good as I do. You are going to never look back, and it is going to change your life, I promise you. I'm just going to leave you with that. I'm going to start walking maybe tonight. If I can't even get down to the beach, I might just start around my neighborhood. And it's not something that you need to do every night. It's something that you need to do just a couple of times a week. You just want to keep your body, aerate the body. I'm going to put the video so you can read all about that. So I'm going to do a quick outfit of the day. I've got on the jeans that I got from Vera's shop. They are the high waist, pinch waist A Gold E, and they're just a little bit big but not too big. And then my tank top I think is one from Target that they don't sell anymore. And I've got on my clear shoes from Zara. So I'll be right back. I love these jeans so much. I love the shape of them. They're kind of like a straight, and I think they're going to look so good with little booties. Hey, Janelle. Hey. You make them think I ignore you all the time. For accessories, I have on some of my favorite earrings of all times, the Dean Davidson. Why can't I ever remember the name of these? They're the something studs. I can't remember, but I will remember as soon as I turn the camera off. And then I've got one of my rings that my parents gave me on this hand, another ring that they gave me on this hand, and all of my regular jewelry. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for being here, and I can't wait to the next video. See you then. Bye-bye.